We live, we live, we live. We live, we live, we live. Man, Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis. The Dream versus Rougarou. Rougarou. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney, Devin Haney. Devin Haney. Let's wait, let's wait. Devin Haney, Devin Haney. Regis Prograis. Undisputed at 35, moving up to one to challenge the WBC champion at 140. Regis Prograis. Devin Haney was negotiating with Shakur Stevenson. That fight didn't go down. Um, you know what I'm saying? Devin Haney, what he offered Shakur Stevenson, Shakur didn't like that. He figured he could get a little bit more. So he tried to go the WBC route, trying to enforce WBC to enforce Devin Haney to fight him and get a percentage off them, off a mandatory type. But Haney's like, nah, we're gonna do what we wanna do. We're gonna go up. We're not gonna fight Shakur Stevenson, and we're gonna go up and fight the WBC champion at 140, which I think is a pretty tough fight for Devin Haney versus the Rougarou. Regis Progress. I think that will be a very tough fight tonight versus Devin Haney. But I don't know, man. It's a pretty it's a pretty hard fight for Devin Haney. Devin Haney's toughest test to date versus a big puncher in versus the Rougarou. Uh, Regis does hit pretty hard, and Devin Haney, he gets, even though he's a boxer and is a mover and all that, he gets hit here and there. We'll see if I am sure Regis will be able to hit Haney, but we'll see if he's powerful enough to knock him out or whatnot. But he might knock him down, depending on the power. The boxer versus the boxer puncher in Regis, but you can outbox him. You can Regis can be outboxed. So he took a L, his only L to Josh Taylor. Now Taylor got his undefeated record uh, took out by Teofimo Lopez, a fighter that also has lost. Can Regis take Devin Haney's though? Devin Haney doesn't believe so, but uh, Regis feels that Haney's taking on more than he can choose. So it's gonna be an interesting fight, man. It's a fight that is very dangerous for Devin Haney, but regardless, if he would have fought Shakur Stevenson, that would have been also a tough fight. So why not? You already undisputed at 135. Why not move up and try to go after the champ? And that's what he's doing. So uh, taking on the Rougarou Progress, man. Pretty hard fight, um, but not impossible. You know what I'm saying? The Haneys feel like they have a good game plan, and shit, and they feel like that they're gonna win. They seem mighty confident, and a lot of like people are picking Devin Haney to win. I think it's like man, like I don't know how I should feel about this fight. It's pretty. I feel like it's like 50-50 to me since Regis didn't look his greatest in his last fight, but it's still Regis. He's still a hard hitter, and I was surprised that the Haney camp taking on Regis. A lot of people would say Regis is a fighter that couldn't get fights, but hey man, Haney was all like, man, cut that shit out. I want to fight him. So props to Haney, going after the WBC champ. Uh, and there's a lot of good fights to be made at 140. The Shakur fight didn't go down, so regardless, the fight with Regis uh, is gonna be a firefight too, as long as Devin is able to neutralize Regis with his boxing, and I feel like that's a way that he probably will win by boxing Regis and not really exchanging, just going in there with his jab and with his movement, being the better athletic fighter, and he'll probably get the win versus Regis, but he still has to look out for Regis' power since Regis does hold some dynamite in his punches. So, I mean, but now we gotta see if Regis is able to like cut off the ring when Devin Haney tries to move, or he can handle the athletic fighter in Devin Haney, because he does have a lot of movement, in his legs. Hopefully, Regis doesn't just follow him around the ring, and hopefully he cuts off the ring. If Devin Haney, well, he will be moving, be trying to box for sure. So Regis will have to go in there, cut off the ring, and try to knock Devin Haney out. Because if he can't catch Haney, then Haney's just gonna win on points. So he's gonna have to go in there and try to beat Haney down. That's the only way I see Regis winning. If he don't do it, then I see Haney winning like pretty good. He's gonna be pumping his jab, winning on points. That's always Haney's way to win. Take the obviously he doesn't want to take punishment, so he's gonna go in there and try to jab, and we seen what happened with Cambosa's first fight versus Haney. You know what I'm saying? Haney dominated with his jab, so uh, Regis is gonna have to go in there and get in there with his jab, and throw his hooks and everything he got, like, to try to win versus Haney, because Haney's going to go in there and you know do what he does, box. So if Haney has too much movement for Regis, it could be a bad night for the WBC champion, and you might be seeing a new the former undisputed at 35 crowned in his hometown of San Francisco, California, in his second division in the 140, and then having Haney going to make more history from there on. Uh, but it's gonna be a great fight for sure. Hopefully, it's not boring, and because we all know that Devin Haney's not the greatest of exciting fighters, but he will throw more more punches than Shakur Stevenson. I'll tell you that. Um, but yeah, it's just interesting to see how it's gonna go down. Since Regis is a hard hitter, a puncher, and he also does box as well. So, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good fight while it lasts, unless Regis can knock out Devin. But Devin has a pretty solid defense. He does get hit here and there. We'll see how he can hold up by getting hit by the harder punchers in these divisions. You know, while moving up. But we also might see too a stronger Devin. He wasn't the strongest at 35, you know what I'm saying, had the most power. But we might see Devin with a little bit more pop since he is moving up to 140. Uh, but we'll see how he looks. But regardless, we have you know what I'm saying, a former undisputed champ. Haney vacated all his belts um, at 135. Now looking to stay at 140 and looking to become a WBC champion. And who knows, if he were to win the WBC strap, he might, you know what I'm saying, he might unify. He might go up to 147 depending, like, from what his father had been talking. You know, Bill Haney saying that if everything were to go good, if they win tonight, December 9th, in San Francisco, California, win the WBC championship, they will be looking to move up to 147 and all that. But regardless, they still have to go down with the fight tonight. And what y'all think? Like, who do y'all got out of out of this fight? Like I said, I don't really know how I feel about it. It is a tough task for Devin. I have been seeing a lot of people in the YouTube space picking Devin to win, but I don't think it will be that easy. Like I said, I think it's a 50-50 fight. I might give the edge to Regis just cuz he has power. And I mean, Devin has somewhat a chin, but he hasn't been really tested by hard of a puncher as Regis. So I mean, we'll see how it goes down, but it will not be an easy fight for Devin Haney. He is gonna have to dig deep, unless, you know, he gives us one of those performances that he just completely dominates, shows us that, you know what I'm saying, that he has power at 140. And and if he does the unthinkable, which is of knocking Regis out, which I don't think he can. Well, I mean, anything is possible, but I don't think he has the power to knock Regis out, and that will mean he'll have to get into exchanges with Regis Prograis, and I don't think that's a good idea to get in exchanges with the stronger puncher in Regis, because if Regis connects with the hard right hook, it could be lights out for Devin Haney. I see Regis being able to knock out Devin Haney more than I see Devin Haney knocking out Regis Progress. That's just how I see it from what I know of Regis. You know what I'm saying? He has more power, but uh, but you know what I'm saying. Devin is, he is a pretty good talent, and I don't think he'll let himself go out like that. And if he is what he is, an undisputed champ, he should be able to beat Regis. Uh, but but then again, it's like I've always said this. Yeah, Devin Haney became undisputed, but he didn't face. You know what I'm saying? All the 135 guys are weird since they didn't really fight each other. Um, Devin Haney did beat the guy that beat the guy in Teofimo, but I don't know. I always felt that Cambosos beat be a sick Teofimo, and I feel like it was a fluke. And then Devin did what he did versus Cambosos, but I feel like if Devin would have beaten a Tank or a Teofimo, a Shakur, even though Shakur just came up, but obviously Shakur is too new to the weight. But if he would have beat a Tank or a Tio, then I would have been like, nah, Devin is really a solid champ. But like I said, uh, Cambosos beat Tio, even though I feel like it was a sick Tio. He beat the man who beat the man. So um, I mean, we have that, but I just feel like it was a fluke, and I don't know. It wasn't. It doesn't really hold a lot of weight since Cambosis wasn't really that good. But I mean, you can't hate on that. Devin did what he had to do in Australia and went out there and beat Cambosos convincingly twice. So uh, you have to respect it, which of course, but like I said, it's just weird since none of the guys really fought each other. One of the four kings, you know what I'm saying? They just really didn't fight each other. Only Tio fought Loma and stuff like that, but I don't know. I feel like they should have fought, and and hopefully they'll fight at 140. But uh, yeah, man, like it's we'll see what after the tonight if Devin wins, if he'll face the other champions, if he'll unify. But I don't. I mean, he might, but they're talking about they want to move up. So Regis, he wants. He's been called out by the other champs, but you know what I'm saying. As of now, no one's really trying to fight each other out of the champs at 140. Maybe because they have to, you know what I'm saying, they have to pay too many fees to the sanction bodies. I don't know, but ever since Josh Taylor got who vacated the belts, no one has been trying to. Well, they just started to try to fight. You know what I'm saying? Broly's is a champion. Teal's a champion. Regis is a champion. Uh, Broly, Teal, and Subriel Matias. Good champs, but they just gotta fight each other. I know Teal was willing to fight all the other champions. He already tried to fight Subriel Matias after Subriel Matias' latest performance. Matias has, a fractured hand, turned down that fight. He said that he's willing to fight later down the line. So that leaves Rowley's and Teal. They're buddies. You're not gonna see them fighting. So uh, maybe maybe the winner out of tonight, you might see a fight with Teal, um, or you know what I'm saying. Rowley's might get it, but if Devin wins, we'll probably see him go up to 47. But I don't know, man. He should. I feel like if he wins, he should unify with the champs at 140. And if he don't win, Regis wins. Hopefully he unifies at 140 because I mean that's what we want to see the champions face each other, not having four champions. That's not cool. But I feel like the guy at 140 is To since he did beat Josh Taylor. Um, and everybody should be looking to fight Tio. And Tio's always been that dude that ain't scared of nobody. And even though he did like was being weird at 135 and didn't want to fight Devin, that fight should have happened. But uh, Tio did beat Josh Taylor, so you can't hate on that. Uh, but yeah, like exciting fight. I don't really know who's gonna win. I feel like if if Devin goes in there and does his thing and just has too much movement with his good defense and boxing, he will beat Regis. But if Regis goes in there and impose his size, being the bigger man, being the 140, even though, you know, Devin just moved up, he is a big dude himself. So I don't know if Regis might have that size advantage. He might not. But being the more natural 140 pounder, more explosive, having the more explosive power, we'll see if that plays a factor. If Regis also, has good boxing himself, so like I said, we'll see who has the better skills. Um, but yeah, I see it about 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I want to give Regis the edge just because he has power. One shot can end it, and that's how I feel like. I always feel the power punchers, have the edge because they can change the fight with one punch. But we'll also see how Devin Haney is comes in at 140. Coming up to a new division, been killing himself to make 135. So maybe he might show some power he didn't have at 35 140. He might show that. You know what I'm saying? We'll see if he's the stronger fighter. But the question marks are on Devin since he is moving up to a new weight. We know what Regis can do. He had a bad outing in his last fight. Regis thinks that Devin Haney, chose to go after him because of that. And if that's true, you know, then it could have been a bad performance. But styles make fights, and we'll see what how this fight goes down. But if Regis just had a slip up, it might be a bad night for Devin. But again, pretty solid fight for Devin. Devin always been that dude that's calling everybody out, wanting the toughest challenges. So you gotta respect that. Uh, he's not like at least he's not like Gervonta Davis that doesn't really fight no champions and just fights for money. Which I mean you can't hate on fighting for money, but uh, Devin Haney goes after the hard fights and is not afraid. You know what I mean? To lose as Gervonta is. Um, but Devin's. I feel like he's more of a people's champ, and Gervonta ain't since Devin fights for legacy and Gervonta fights for money. But hey, everybody chooses what to do. But at the end of the day, who's gonna remember is gonna be the one that's making legacy fights, and that's Devin Haney. So uh, I feel like Gervonta wants that. He wants the legacy stuff without doing it, and that ain't the way that is done. So um, he might be having all the money in the world, but he ain't gonna be having the history like Devin. And regardless, Devin's getting paid too. He might not be getting Gervonta type checks, but regardless, he's getting paid, and he's making history. He's already in the history books as undisputed at 135. So you can tell that bothers Tank, but I mean, hey Tank, you could have been undisputed too, but you chose not to do those fights versus Loma. Duck Loma for all these years. That could have been you that beat Loma, knocked him out, but you chose to duck him. And I mean, Devin did it first. Well, not first, but he did like third after Tio and Salito. But regardless, Devin is doing stuff for the history, for his legacy. He's already in the history books as undisputed at 135, and he's been saying that now he's looking for bigger fights, for bigger checks. So as you've been undisputed, Now he's looking for, he's looking for big fights. He's looking for the Ryans of the worlds, TOs, just anyone that brings in the money. That's who he wants to fight, which you can't be mad at. And but regardless, he's going after the champions too. He's going after the champions, and that's the way it's got to be done. You can't just. I mean, it's kind of lame not fighting for the championship belts. If you're in boxing, like it's not as cool like as Ryan. Ryan's been getting paid as if he was a champion, but I mean that's just because he has a crazy big following. And Gervonta's been champion, so that's what he gets fat checks. But yeah, man, I don't know what Devin Haney is gonna be doing with his career, but if he wins, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna keep opening more doors for bigger fights, and yeah, like to face other champions at 140, 147. And Regis, he's not really a star like that. So if he were to win, then he will have a lot of fights to do as well. But you know what I'm saying, he might always be the B side and stuff like that, since he's not really a star like that. Um, but as he was saying that before, he was, and I would see like he wasn't really, getting talked about before the Devin Haney fight. He did want to fight. He did want to fight Haney, and then they were going back and forth. I didn't think it was gonna get made. Uh, I thought Regis was gonna go another route, but you know what I'm saying. He got cornered into, because he really didn't want to fight Haney either. He pretty much got cornered to fight Haney, since Haney put in the mandatory slip from the WBC to get a shot for Devin Haney at 140. I told WBC, hey, I'm moving up to 140. I want to get a shot at the WBC champion, which is Regis Prograis. And Regis, he had said that he wanted to get in a tune-up first and then fight Haney, but nah, Haney didn't let that happen. Offered him a chunk of money, and they're like, okay, let's get it on. Um, so now it's going down tonight, and we'll see who wins. I feel like it's a 50-50 fight. I give the edge to Regis. A lot of people was picking Devin to win. I could see Devin winning as well, but if Regis is who they say he is, and I know he is, um, he should be able to win. But Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, undisputed fighter, hell of a fighter, talented. I think he has more talent than you could say for sure. He's more talented than Regis Progress, but he just doesn't have the power for me versus Regis. If Regis just lets himself get outboxed like that, then it'll be an easy night for Devin. But if Regis does have that power, he might get some knockdowns, and he might be able to stop Devin. And it could be bad for Devin. But until then, we're gonna see what goes down. Cause you know Haney with the smoke. He's with the smoke. He wants a top fighter always. Um, Regis has faced some solid fighters, but he has took L. Haney been in there with some good fighters as well, and close or not, he's took the W, so he's undefeated. If he stays undefeated, even better for Devin. But if he were to get knocked out and or take a L, he could still do good fights, but he'll just be avoided even less, since he's a pretty good boxer, and you know what I'm saying, ain't that exciting. So fighters will just find a way to not fight him. But that's how I see it. Devin Haney does have a lot of haters, but he also has a lot of fans as well. As we see, his fight in San Francisco has a sold out event. You know, 18K, 19K. They had to add like 3K more seats. It was at like 17. You know, they added like 3K more. So by the end of the night, you might have like a 20K uh, filled stadium at the Chase Center of in San Francisco, home of the Warriors. So um, all I know that they're gonna give a good show. It's gonna be a good event of boxing, and you know, hopefully it's exciting. I know it's gonna be exciting since Regis, you know, what I'm saying, is gonna go in there and you know, knowing that he has to defend digging deep since he's in the champion had to go to the opponent's backyard since he doesn't really sell. And they're gonna try to do everything to get Devin Haney that win, so he can't leave it to the judges. He's gonna have to get some good knockdowns, at least two or three. If he's gonna decision Haney with two or three knockdowns, he can secure that. But if he don't, and if he gets outboxed by Haney, then he's gonna lose being in his opponent's backyard. So in his opponent's home, you could say. So Regis being in opponent's territory, so you know he can't just do enough to win on cards. He's gonna have to get some knockdowns to win convincingly. Cause being in Haney's hometown, they're gonna try to give it a Haney if it goes to decision. But it also depends how good Devin Haney puts on a clinic. If he puts on a clinic on Regis, then it's just gonna be easy work for Haney. But I don't feel it will be easy work. I feel it's gonna be somewhat you know hard for Haney, but I could see him losing as well. Like, because it was an unexpected fight. You know, it wasn't surprising because Haney usually goes after the, who the top dog is. Uh, you know, Regis being one of the top dogs at 140, while Tio being the top dog since he beat Josh Taylor. That's what I consider being the top dog at 140. And like I said, a lot of the stars, Haney's family, friends is gonna be showing out in San Francisco, going to support. You might, you know, what I'm saying, you might have the Warrior players going out there for the show, for the event. To show Haney love. Haney's first time fighting in the Bay Area, in the Chase Center, home of the Warriors. Now him having sold that out, fighters are gonna want to go to the Bay Area and fight Haney there, since he sold it out. And you know what I'm saying, a lot of people would say Haney's not a draw, but this, 20K, 19K is all right. So our it's pretty good amount of fans, good for the sport of boxing, and you know what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get more fights out there. So you'll see that in the future for sure. But I feel like Regis can knock Devin Haney out, because I just don't see Haney having that power to keep Regis off him with Regis's pressure and all that. But hopefully he puts in smart pressure and gives a good fight, and it's not a boring fight, because that's what we want to see. We want to see an exciting fight, and both fighters are gonna go in there, do what they have to do. Haney, I'm pretty sure he's gonna stand in there and box and stick and move. But you might see him, trading with Regis here and there, but it shouldn't be a good move on Haney's part, because Regis does have some power, and it might end up bad for him. So we have seen Haney get clipped a couple times by Linares. Linares is our right puncher. He's not the craziest of punchers, but he did get clipped. Haney, did what he had to do, clinch and until he was out of danger. And with Loma, he would get clipped too, but we seen how that ended. Uh, Regardless, he was in there, but now he goes up fighting a stronger fighter versus Regis. Regis does hold a little bit more power than Linares and Lomachenko. So we'll see how he does versus Regis. Regis does have power that can change the fight. So I will be doing the live commentary. So you know what I'm saying. Y'all can come to the channel and you know what I'm saying, hear the boy live commentate and and enjoy the show with me. But for sure, it's gonna be a good fight, and because a lot of these 135 pounders, 140s not really fighting each other. Um, you know, Javante Davis comes up to 140, but picks and choose who to fight at 140. If he wants to fight Devin now, he's gonna have to come up to 140 if Devin is victorious, because we know Gervonta is not really gonna be fighting one of these 140 pounders. He's gonna continue to stay at 135, where he knows he's safe at, because Gervonta can't go more north of 140 because he'll just lose. He'll lose. That's why he won't go to 47. His ceiling is gonna be 140, and even though he still doesn't, he like I said, he only picks and chooses who to go up there for. So, um, you know what I'm saying. So hopefully that changes, and he comes up and fights these champions, cause like these champions at 135, getting vacated belts. So, I mean, where's the fun in that? But regardless, that's how I feel is gonna go down. I'm not really sure who's on the undercard, but no one really that known. Mostly like Devin Haney fighters and matchroom fighters. So I don't really know who, but I will be commentating on the main event, which is Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis. So just stay tuned, man. I'm gonna be doing that, but a little bit later. And yeah, like I said, also we also do have the Cuban Robici Ramirez uh, defending his WBO strap versus a Mexican from Guadalajara. I don't know. We might be watching that as well, depending on who's on first. But we got a night of boxing tonight, so just stay tuned. To- Myself, Tony Bugs will be commentating right here in the platform Demo Excel. So if y'all want to come and hang with your boy and watch the live commentary, you know what I'm saying? As I watch the fights, y'all welcome. And until later, man, I'll get back on live. So till later, don't forget to like if you up on my ish, man. Like and comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Got hella content. Um, so that y'all can watch and enjoy. But for sure, man, till later, we'll get it cracking with these fights. Devin Haney versus Regis Progress, and we'll see how it goes down once it come on. Yes, sir.